Hello and welcome to the Medical Sales Podcast. I'm your host, Samuel, founder of a revolutionary medical sales training and mentorship program called the Medical Sales Career Builder, and I'm also host of the Medical Sales Podcast. In this podcast, I interview top medical sales reps and leading medical sales executives across the entire world. It doesn't matter what medical sales industry, from medical device to pharmaceutical to genetic testing and diagnostic lab, you name it, you will learn how to either break into the industry, be a top 10% performer within your role, or climb the corporate ladder. Welcome to the Medical Sales Podcast. And remember, I am a medical sales expert sharing my own opinion about this amazing industry and how it can change your life. Hello and welcome to the Medical Sales Podcast. I'm your host, Samuel, and today we have a special guest with us, and she goes by the name of Dayana Gill. This episode is a fascinating episode to listen to because we explore the world of 1099. You know, a lot of you know what 1099 means. It's a little different than a W-2 in that you don't have the same benefits and luxuries that some of these companies provide. And you know, a lot of 1099 positions, you're really responsible for generating revenue, getting a percentage of that revenue, and that's pretty much what you get. So they have this term for it: you eat what you kill. With that being said, 1099 traditionally, when you think of that in medical sales, you think of spine roles, ortho roles. You know, these roles that are in very specific industries, but you don't always think about them in something like wound care. That's not even in the OR, but it's in medical sales, and it's usually a W-2 position, but a 1099 exists. This episode explores that and the amazing opportunities you can find when you open yourself up to potential 1099 positions. So without saying any more, we're going to be talking to Dayana Gill. I'm going to let her do all the introductions to everything you're going to learn. Another piece that I want to mention is this is also an episode about the reality of immigrating to the United States and getting into medical sales. You know, we're in such a dynamic world where, gosh, I want to say almost any country now can find an opportunity to come to the U.S. and be able to work alongside any other U.S. citizen, or even become a U.S. citizen to work alongside other citizens in all the same capacities that anyone that was born here could do. This episode really captures the essence of that. So if you're listening and you're someone that's, you know, maybe you know someone that's an immigrant, or you're an immigrant and you're thinking to yourself, could medical sales be for me? Let this episode serve as an inspiration. As always, we do our best to bring you guests that are doing things that are innovative in the medical sales space. So I really do hope you enjoy this interview.
So my name is Dayana Gill. I am territory manager. So I am a medical sales device, sell skin subs for wound care. So skin substitute for wound care. And also, other type of like wound dressings, everything about wound care right now. And I'm a 1099. So I work under this distributor here in Denver. So my whole territory is Denver, Colorado. Actually, I'm pretty open to go to another states. And because I'm at 1099, so I also like just working with straight different type of manufacturers to no one care. So yeah. So this is what I'm doing today.
Okay, so just so we can get it, we're crystal clear. So right now you're a wound care representative.
Yes, I'm the wound care. Wound care rep, right?
And you're 1099.
I'm at 1099. Yes.
Okay, so let's hang out there for a little bit. You know, a lot of people that listen to the podcast, they want to get into medical sales, right? Yes. They don't know where they want to be, but they want to get into medical sales. A lot of people listening right now are in medical sales, and of course, we have physicians and different clinicians that are listening to. Explain to everybody a 1099 wound care. What is that? What does that look like? How does that work? Talk to us a little bit about that space.
So basically, when I started the medical sales device industry, I was like, applying for many different companies. They were like, okay, you need like at least 2 years of experience to work with the company. I was like, gosh, I know, like I'm in the sales for 13 years already, right? Being entrepreneurial and in the fitness and wellness industry. I'm just not in the medical sales device industry, but I know I can sell.
Right.
So I was like, how I can start? So I was like, okay, I will be with a company that can believe myself. And I will prove for myself too that I can do. So I need to just to get on my foot to the door to start. And I always have this mind of an entrepreneurial, like being since being a Pilates owner, a franchise business owners, and and influencers. So I always had this type of mind. So yeah, so this is how I start, and like it's being a 1099. It's like having your own business. It's a lot of discipline that you have to have, like you need to like have your goals, your daily goals, your monthly goals, your yearly goals, and then you have your tasks. So okay, so from this time to this time, this is what I'm doing. This time to this time, this is what I'm doing. And like my mind don't stop, Sam. It's like constantly like thinking what I can do to be like, you know reach out to these doctors and continue like what I can do to keep my actually clients here, like with
Right.
me,
Right.
and keep you like
Right.
ordering products and what I can do. And so it's like constantly thinking and need to have some discipline. So basically, like no one care. I love this industry when I actually it's a little bit like sensitive this part for me. The reason that I choose to be in a wound care. When I was 12 years old, I lost my dad,
Mm.
and like seeing my dad in the last months of his life,
Sure.
holding on a stick to be able
Mm.
to have some mobility to walk because
Yeah.
he had a wound in his foot. So it was a really heartbreaking for me.
Yeah.
And since that, it was like, yes, I know what I want to do in my life. So I always had this passion be helping
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. 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 Heart was in the right place.
And yeah, so that is the reason like I come into the wound care industry. And yeah, so basically like my targeting doctors, they are podiatrists specialized in wound care. I also work with orthopedic surgeons. I also work with OBGYNs. So like any type of, burning like vascular doctors. So any type of wound. And yeah, and I love it. I love what I do. And I try to diversify my portfolio
Yeah.
and to have different options,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
to show to the doctors that it could be like, bringing better outcomes to their patients and, for the practice. So I don't work with an operation room. So it's more like private practice that what I'm doing right now. And yeah, so this is basically like what I'm doing.
Wow, that is amazing. Wow. So in your role, you work with a team, or you're pretty much you have a territory, you're pretty autonomous, and you just do your thing.
So yeah, I have my own territory, so I'm working, by myself.
Okay.
I have the CEO of the company, like he is in Denver as well. So it's really nice because like we are always working together, whatever like I need his help, like I have a doubt about some type of product or
Right.
about accounts and what to do. So he's always here for me. And so we have like weekly meetings. That's really nice. And yeah, but basically like I'm by myself. I'm in a
Wow.
process right now that I'm thinking. This is what I'm saying. Like I always keep it thinking like big, how to grow,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, to have my own distributor and have like the sales rep working with B2 and build a team. Because I think like when you have one mind and when you have two, three minds working
Right.
together,
Right.
it's much better. Than
Wow.
only one mind.
So okay. So I mean, gosh, that's kind of impressive. So a wound care 1099, smaller company, but you've been able to drive enough business that I take it it's doing really well.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. It's a lot of discipline that you
Yeah.
have. So you need
Yeah.
to be like,
Yeah.
okay, because you are, you own your own business, so you're your
Yeah.
own boss. So you
Yeah.
need to have this your,
Yeah.
daily tasks, like
Yeah.
what I'm doing, like your goals, how much, like how many accounts I want to open a month, and like how much I want to, make it. And it's a lot of discipline.
Wow. So, but what I love about your story is that I think when it comes to medical sales, of course, there are a lot of 1099 rules, and even big companies offer 1099 rules. But
Hmm.
I don't think enough people know that the opportunity is not just with a W-2 position or a
Hmm.
1099 role in a big company. That if you have the discipline, if you, I mean, you were blessed with having the discipline of being a therapist first, and then you were able to have your own business. So I mean, you literally had everything it takes to get out there, get a 1099 role, and make it profitable and successful and do your thing. I want to believe that anyone that has that kind of ambition and doesn't have the experience and wants to maybe not get a W-2, maybe not try to, but take on a 1099 role, like your story makes it so that it's not a scary thing. It makes it so that if you have the discipline and structure within yourself, you can
Yeah,
successfully take on a 1099 role and make something of it that can sustain your entire lifestyle. And
exactly.
that's huge. That is huge.
Hmm. It is. And sometimes, like, you make him like, making more money, like passing your goals. And then when you are W-2, and it's a lot about what I say, it's a lot about like the system. So you have your goals, but you need to go through the system to get it there near your goal. So each little thing that you achieve, like even small, like you are climbing a mountain, right? So even small, you need to like be happy for yourself. Like, oh, look what happened to me. And sometimes like it's not everything it goes exactly how you plan to.
Right.
And just need to give a step back and say, okay, what did I do? How can I do to change this, to be different? And that's okay. You are learning. It's a learning process. And you
Yeah.
learn,
Yeah.
you do again, and you get it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so this is great. And how long have you been in the position now?
Actually, since February, we're in October, 9 months. So I'm 9 months.
9 months. Okay, so this is, I mean, and for you to have this much success and having this much fun with it this early on in the game, that's huge. Now
Yeah.
take us back. So I want to understand things because I don't know much about the immigration world, but I want to understand. So
Hmm.
if you get over here on a fiance visa,
Hmm.
like how do you, if the relationship doesn't work out, does that even matter? Is it that once you are here and once you're married, it's you're good and you don't even have to, it doesn't matter what happens after that,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
official? Or is it like a different type of process?
Yeah. Now, as soon, by the time you have the green card, like this is the first process, right? So, like today, I'm a censorship. I have my censorship. So, I'm a censor, American censor. So, I'm like, like
It's
every
official.
American now. Yeah, officially
Yep.
that.
Yep.
By the time like when you're here something happened, you get a divorce and blah blah blah. By the time you have the green card, like you're here, nothing can happen to you. So you have like, it's a different process when you come with a fiancé visa, and different type of process like with somebody that is here already and have a different type of green card. But with the fiancé visa, you come, you married, like you have 90 days to get married.
Right.
So
Hence the show. Yeah.
to getting married by this time, and you have a 2 years green card because they want to see if how it goes, if the
Yeah.
marriage
Yeah.
is real. And after the 2 years green card, you apply for the 10 years green card. You don't have to wait for the 10 years. Okay, like by the time that you apply for the 10 years green card, so you have 3 years since the time you get here in the country. Like on the third year, you can start to apply for the censorship. And this is what I
Okay.
did. So you have
Okay.
an entire process. Like you need to
Yeah.
study
Yeah. How
things.
long? How long does it take? Like from I guess fiance visa to everything that happened. How long is that process?
So I don't know today because I did a minor for 13 years ago. And I know that time that I did it was so much easier,
Than it
and
is now.
than right now. Yes, it was.
Oh, it's harder now.
It's harder now, like especially like
Wow.
change like government and everything. So yeah, so a lot of change today that I have friends, they are doing the process for green cards, and I know like sometimes it's taking over a year, like two
Wow.
years.
Yeah. No, I hear about that.
Yeah.
my I'm not familiar, but I'm Nigerian, and my parents, they immigrated from Nigeria to the United States, and they
Hmm.
would say that whatever the process was way back when, it was easier than whatever's going on now. So
Yeah.
for you to even say no, just 13 years ago it was easier, that's something to
Yeah.
know.
Now what?
Okay.
I think mine, I got a here in October. So I 1 week later I married a paper.
Okay.
And in April I already had my green card, my 3 years green
Wow.
card. So it was
Wow.
really fast. Like
Wow.
2 days, like it taking years. So I don't know how is
Okay.
that.
So now I want to go a little personal, because you are an inspiration.
No,
You
thank
know,
you.
and I say this because I divorced many moons ago, but
Mhm.
I know how that can take a toll on anyone. And
Yeah.
not only did you go through that, you have three children and you put yourself into an entrepreneurial position and succeeded. I mean, that's big. So, you know, sharing as much as you can. How did you navigate through that? Can you shed any light on some context, and then what did you lean on, or what did you, I don't know, what did you read or listen to or whatever that allowed you to say, you know what, I'm going to figure this out?
Yeah. I will tell you, it was not easy, especially like my divorce was a really complicated one. So it was not easy at all. Like it was like fighting court and blah blah blah. And especially like when you have like real estate involved, when you have kids involved, I think
Right?
everything
No,
is
you're
like
right. Absolutely. Yep.
harder. Yeah. So I think by the time that I filed for my divorce, by the time that my divorce was finalized, this took 1 year and a half.
Okay.
And I tell you, it's like, I'm still going like through the divorce was finalized, but I'm
Sure.
still going things with my ex-husband. Like
The
it's
remnants. Yeah, I get it.
yes, it's not easy. But yes, but what happened at the beginning, I was not easy. I had my kids 90% of the time with me, and I was working, and I was like, wow, and what I can do, like, so I need to like figure it out. So my
Yeah.
oldest, he already was going to school. And before, like my divorce, I used to have au pair, a Brazilian au pair, to help me here. So it was nice, like
Yeah.
help me
Yeah.
out. So after, yeah, I don't have a pet anymore. So I need to like put the kids in the school to come back and be able to be in the industry. So it was like, yeah, it was not easy. And then, like in my mind, I was like, gosh, I just want to, be 100% financially independent. So I'm getting there, I'm getting there. And like, I just want to give like the life that my kids deserve. I want to like have the life that I
Yeah.
deserve,
Yeah.
and, create memories. Like is the best thing. I don't say like everything's like about material, like, because
Right.
my kids used to
Right.
have a lot of material things, and I'm telling them like, let's create memories. This is like the most
That's awesome.
important thing,
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love it.
and I'm
Yeah.
pretty busy for them. Like when I have them today, so now I have 50% of the kids. Like after 1 year, we start 50 and 50%.
Sure.
So what I do, like when I have my kids, like I wanna spend as much the time that I can with them and making memories. So I keep these kids pretty active. We go hiking, we go like ride bikes, rollerblading, walk with the dogs, play in the park, and blah blah blah. So I keep them pretty busy, occupied, and it's nice, it's amazing like to be a mom, and I'm saying like it's not easy like to be a single mom having three little ones and working, and but yeah, but when you have like in your mind what do you want, where you want to be, and you have
It
the
supersedes
help
it.
like have like work in your spirituality. And I work a lot in my spirituality, and yeah, so I know, I'm going there every step of the way, like going in small steps, but I'm getting there where I want to be.
That's awesome.
And yeah, and what I want like is to be the mirror for my kids. And one day they see like, wow, my mom, she went through so many things, but I'm so proud. Look where she is, like how she took care of us. And yeah, and this is like they are my why of every single day. They are my kids, my why of every single day.
That's amazing.
So when you put
You
together,
know,
go ahead, sorry.
no. No, you go ahead. When you put it together, please continue.
So it was like when you put together your why and you have your passion, like that's what I'm saying, this passion helping people came since when I was a little girl.
Mhm,
And I put like both together. So nothing can stop me. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it
mhm.
moving forward. So
I
yeah.
love it. I love it. Just that alone, right? I mean, anybody listening right now, I hope you're taking notes because this is inspiration coming from an amazing source. This is fantastic. I love hearing this. I hope you're enjoying today's episode. And I want to let you know our programs cover the entire career of a medical sales professional. From getting into the medical sales industry to training on how to be a top performer in the medical sales industry to masterfully navigating your career to executive level leadership. These programs are personalized and customized for your specific career and background and trained by over 50 experts, including surgeons. Our results speak for ourselves, and we're landing positions for our candidates in less than 120 days in top medical technology companies like Stryker, Medtronic, Merck, Abbott, you name it. Would you run an Ironman race without training and a strategy? You wouldn't. So why are you trying to do the same with a medical sales position? You need training, you need a strategy, and you need to visit evolveyoursuccess.com, fill out the application, schedule some time with one of our account executives, and let's get you into the position that you've always dreamed of. Okay, so, a couple things. Number one, it sounds like you've had where you're trying to take things. You have a goal, you have a mission, and your kids are kind of like the boon to take it even further. So nothing's going to stop you.
No.
And it sounds like you're with a 1099 wound care position. Your world is your own. At the end of the day, you have to generate business in that territory. You're the only one there,
Mm-hmm.
so it's yours to make what you want. I think that's important for people to hear because there are people out here that want to be in medical sales and they just assume that the only way to get into medical sales is through a W-2 position. But that's not true. There are positions like yours that you can make something. Now, the question I have, though, is you were a physical therapist. If you weren't a physical therapist, do you think the position you have now would have been available or to you or not?
I think so. Yes, I think so. Just because, like, my passion that came since when I was a little girl. And I think I was like in this industry for more than like being a medical sales. But when I was a little girl, I was a gymnastics competitor as well. So I was like
Wow,
seeing people like
you have
breaking.
that hard work ethic built in.
Yes, I was like a competitor in Brazil
Mhm.
for many years too. So this like think about, be in a healthy industry was like already. I think I was born like that
Okay,
already.
what I'm wondering though is to be a wound care
Mhm.
1099 specialist,
Yeah.
your current role,
Hmm.
did being a physical therapist help you get the job, or even if you weren't a physical therapist, you still would have been able to get that position?
Yes. So helped me a lot, like the physical therapy is like to the clinical part. I think uh, to be in a medical sales on a wound care industry today help me like as being a physical therapist, just like the part that I, seeing like what their needs of the patients, their needs of the doctors, like I think helped me a lot and the clinical part and everything. But what, as I said before, like this passion also in the wound care came
You
like
had, yeah,
because of
yeah,
my dad as
personal,
well. When
yeah, personal
my dad
attachment,
passed
yeah.
away. Yes,
Hmm. Hmm.
and so yeah, so anything like I'm love this part of wound care and sports
Yeah,
medicine and
yeah,
anything
yeah,
about it. It's like it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
me and where I want to be. So if I don't, yeah, if I was a physical therapist before, I think, yes, I will be on a medical sales
Just to
device.
be qualified.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I want to ask you a question. So I have two kids, and one of them is he's just started his first year of high school. This last
Mhm.
summer, we he wants to be an astrophysicist. So last summer, we put him into this astrophysicist camp, like just a few months ago, put him in the astrophysicist camp. And when we get there, and there's all these students there, I want to say maybe 30% were from the US and maybe 70% were from Brazil.
Oh,
So I
really?
thought, wow,
Yeah.
is there something going on recently where Brazilians are real, or is there an opportunity here? I mean, of course, just like me, right? My parents are Nigerian. There are opportunities in the U.S.
Hmm.
So many cultures, opportunities, U.S., U.S., U.S. But is something happening recently that more and more Brazilians are saying we're going to the U.S. Or is that just, or am I, or something else going on? I mean, what would you say to that?
Oh, I can see that. To be honest, like Colorado, I moved here 13 years ago. I don't, you didn't see a lot of Brazilians over here. So
Right.
now the Brazilian community is
It's, it's,
growing.
it's like thriving. Right, 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 right.
So sometimes I go like, okay, but they have this Brazilian festivals, Brazilian parties over here. It's like, wow, I have a lot of Brazilians over here that I had no idea. But I think what you say, Brazil, it's like the economy, it's a lot of corruption. The economy is being like so bad right now.
So
It's been,
people are working harder to get out. Is
yeah,
that what I'm hearing?
exactly.
Okay,
They're
that makes sense.
working
That makes
hard
sense.
and because the corruption economy it's been pretty bad. And but I always, and when the American life it's easier, right? For you to make money
Right,
and
right.
yeah. So that what I can see, like a lot of Brazilians, a lot of people moving to, immigrants
Sure.
moving to the United
That makes sense.
States.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
And one good
Okay.
thing about it, it's what I always say, like I have kids, right? So they are Americans. They were born here. Um, I do want to take my kids like every break that they have, like school break, right? A
To Brazil.
vacation to Brazil so they can
Yes.
see
Wow.
exactly
So
how.
you've been doing this. Like that's already started.
Yes, yes,
Wow.
so they can
Wow. That's
see and see
cool.
like
That's
life
cool.
is not easy like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
just
They give
more
it gives them much more context about life and the opportunities that they get to have and why it's so important to not take things for granted. I love that.
exactly.
You know, I love to travel. I've never made it to Brazil. I've been to South America many times. I've been to Central America many times, but I just never got to Brazil. So I need to work on that.
It's
Okay,
beautiful.
so I asked that because I want us to talk about being an immigrant and being in this space, right?
Yeah.
And we come across a lot of people from all different parts of the world, and that
Hmm.
also want to be in medical sales. And some people have this notion that, well, if I'm an immigrant and I have an accent and stuff like that, it's going to get in my way. You
Yeah.
are living proof that that's just not the case. Talk to
Hmm.
us a little bit about that. Would you say that maybe in some cases being an immigrant even helps? It doesn't matter. It forces you to navigate differently or the same. What has been your experience?
Yeah. So I just say like sometimes, yeah, I think when you have accent to be an immigrant, like have some companies, they like, I don't know, like they are on the fence, like, to hire
Mm,
you or not. So,
okay. Okay.
uh, and that is the reason, like, I think I start to do like videos and think is
Put
like,
yourself
yeah,
out there.
I have a accent. I'm here for 13 years. My Brazilian accent never goes away.
Own it. Love it. I love it. No, it's all good.
But it's not only because I have accent that, I cannot sell, I'm not smart enough, or, like I
Right.
can do the
Right.
job.
Right.
And it's just the accent. It is not go away. It's not going away. Like, and yeah, sometimes trust me, I really want to like, oh, I think I should like work like a little bit more on my accent. I know I have a
Well,
strong accent.
could it help you in some cases? I mean, when someone sees everything you bring to the table, I would like to believe it gives you even that much more character. Or is that not quite true?
So yeah, I
Okay.
think I
Okay.
think so. I think it helps too, like when like
Yeah,
because
because I mean, as a medical sales professional, one of the goals is we need to be memorable. We need to be memorable. We need to leave an impression. We
Mhm,
need to get whoever our customer is to think a little differently about whatever they normally do and be
mhm,
invited to one of our solutions.
yeah,
Having an accent, knowing your stuff, being part of the business, how is that not going to be memorable? Right? I
exactly.
doubt, right? I mean, you're going to be so much easier to remember than, the random rep that they see 10, 20 times a day, you're going to be, wait, no, Daniel
Exactly.
is different.
Laugh there. Exactly. No, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I had two girls that want to start in the medical sales industry. They reach out to me on LinkedIn. One is from Thailand and the other one is from China. And they were like talking.
Wow.
Yeah. So one, I think she's already a nurse over here and she's just trying
Okay.
to break in the medical sales industry.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm just like concerned about my accent because I'm from another country, blah blah blah." So I was telling her, like, "Girl, just
You're like, do you know who you're talking to?
yeah, embrace everything. Like, bring your
Yeah. Yeah.
personality. This is like how you need to be. Like, bring your personality. And when you're talking, if a doctor, with a client, just be you. Just be
Mhm.
yourself. And this is the most
Mhm.
important thing. You just need to be yourself. Like, don't be
I love it.
afraid because you have an
I love it.
accent, and just
Mhm.
go and embrace everything
Yeah.
and
I
give
love
your
it. I love
best.
it. That's
Great
awesome. That's
relationship.
awesome. Okay. So I want to talk about being a wound care rep, and I want you to share with the audience.
Hmm.
And I want it to be 1099 because I think that can't be ignored, right? A 1099 is not a W 2. W 2, you're given so many things.
Yeah.
1099, eat what you kill. And generating revenue and developing the relationships is all you, period. Make it happen. So,
Yeah.
as a 1099 rep in wound care specifically, what type of person should consider this kind of role? What type of person should stay far, far away from this, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I think if you wanna like be a stable, to be honest, I think everybody can be a 1099. Okay, sometimes you just need to, let it. I know you're afraid. Just let it go. Things, and I think everybody have the sales inside you. You just need to, bring and embrace everything. So I would say, like, if you are still concerned about it, how are you making money in the beginning? And I
Sure.
don't know, like, I need to learn how to, how I can, like, about my goals, or how to, I don't know, like, how I can have like my my routine and put together and blah blah blah. So if you're still like concern about and you have no, like, you are not there, and you think like it'll be hard for you to have a discipline, or so just trying to be like a W-2, because you'll be like more stable, you have a base salary, but it's still like you need to get your quota, right? Your
Sure.
commissions, like you're working there. But if you have this mind, like, bigger, like, I want to be my own boss, and I have this discipline. I want to prove for myself and pass like my goals. And I want to give you these goals for myself, but I want to pass like these goals,
Right.
ultra
Right.
pass my goals. So this is like, I think the 1099 is for you, like, when you like it to have this freedom. I think it's more like when you're a 1099, you have more freedom than when you are W-2. And to be a 1099, actually, it's nice because you don't need to work, as I said, with only one product. So I'm talking with different doctors,
Sure.
and one like this type of the
Right.
product, won't care, the other one like this other type of product.
Right.
So
Right.
it's so
Right.
nice to have a full portfolio. And
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
go and visit their offices, say, okay, so you understand their needs, like their goals and where they want to be, like, so you have the solution there. You have
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the solution, like, I say,
Yeah.
I understood where you are. So yes, I have the product for you.
That's
So
awesome.
this is like a good thing to be a 1099 as well. So you
Yeah,
have
yeah, you have a suite of
your
products to sell from. That's
client.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Portfolio.
yeah.
Um, so then what's the biggest challenge? What is the absolute hardest thing about being a 1099 rep in wound care?
Um, the big challenge is to know where you want to be, and make it happen. Like, this is challenge every day. My life is a challenge every single day, that I know that's everything like on me, on myself. Like, yeah, only depends on me. I will have like a base salary like coming every single month to me. And I was like, okay, what are my goals? What is my, like, my why? Like, keep it constantly thinking about my why, my goals, and okay, and you need to be really organized. So I'm organized because it's really easy for you if you don't have this type of organization when you're 1099, like, just,
Get
you know,
lost.
well,
Yeah.
get lost. Yeah.
Okay.
So every single night, the night before, I'm like, okay, so how looks my next day?
Sure.
Oh, this is what I need to do. This is what I
Sure.
need to do. This is what I need
Sure.
to do. So I need to write down everything that I have to do. And just thinking, okay, from this time, the morning, I'm taking care of this. Doing, in the afternoon, I'm taking care of this. Because it's really easy to get lost. So I think it is a big challenge, for myself, being a 1099. And I constant all the time I need to be proving for myself. I can do this. I can do this. And be there. And put your face there, like, don't be scared, don't be afraid, and just go, let it go, and make it things happen. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, no, this is good. You sounds like you have a lot to do. You sound like a very busy woman. Where do you find the time to create content? And a two-part question. And maybe where do you find the time is the wrong question. How do you set up time to make content? And please share with us, what is that content done for everything you're already doing?
Yeah, actually, after I put my kids on bed is the time that I can.
Realistic time to make any kind of content. Receive. Totally understand that one. Yes.
So it's the time that I go read a book, and I have for myself and create contents. And the reason that I create contents is, as I said, my mind don't stop. Like, being a 1099, you need to be thinking all the time how you can be different, how you can reach the doctor that you really want, and
Mm-hmm.
make your, like, he's a client, and
Mm-hmm.
so my mind
Mm-hmm.
is like, you know, like, don't stop, and I need to
Right.
be like,
Right.
I'm thinking all the time. So the reason that I do
Right.
content is because I want to help people to think like the same way, like, give ideas. And
Sure.
like, I think the sun rises for everybody, like, it's not
Mhm.
only because I do something that I want to, like, just hold, and like, oh, I want to tell everybody, and nobody like what I'm doing. Like, yeah, everybody has your own shine. And and we are working together here, like, let's help each other. And yeah, so that is a time, like, that is the reason, like, everything inspired me to making contents, because yeah, I don't want to hold anything for myself. I
Yeah.
just want to spread the word, and if it's
Yeah.
helping
Yeah.
me, I'm sure it can help other people too. So but yeah.
Wow. Diana, this was awesome. We're gonna wrap things up. We have one more thing to do called the lightning round before we end today. But before we even do that, is there where can the audience find you?
On my LinkedIn, it's Dayana Gill. Yeah, so yeah, on my LinkedIn.
Okay. Okay. So you live on LinkedIn, not Instagram, Facebook. LinkedIn's where you're at.
Yeah, I actually am on Instagram as well. So
Okay.
yeah, I still have my other page.
Okay.
It's still open there, but it's Dayana Gill. So yeah, Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn, it's all
Okay.
Dayana Gill.
So if somebody types in Diana Gill, they can find all your stuff.
Okay, follow me. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Diana.
Of
We're gonna
course.
do the lightning round now, and I'm gonna ask you four questions, and you have less than 10 seconds to answer them. Are you ready?
Oh my gosh, yes. I am ready.
All right. All right. All right. First question. What is the best book you have read in the last 6 months?
I just finished this book this last weekend. I was reading this book called Atomic Habits.
Oh, that's a classic. Look at that.
Yes.
Um, when you read it, did it reinforce what you do or did you learn some new things?
I learn a lot, to be honest.
Wow, that's cool.
Like
That's cool.
how important is to have your habits and
Yeah,
where you want to
yeah,
be, and like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
help me a lot.
Awesome
Like,
book. That's
as a person.
fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, best TV show or movie you've seen in the last 6 months.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of TV, but I had this movie. I watched this movie that was really nice. I think it's called The Boys in the Boat. I think it's The Boys in the Boat.
The Boys in the Bold.
Yes. So
The Boy-
actually, it's a true movie. It's a true story, and they went to the Olympics. And yeah, so just like they
Hey,
like
inspiration.
going
Yeah,
together, inspiration. I love
yeah,
inspiration
yeah,
movies, and they
yeah.
working
Okay.
together as a team and be persistent to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
there and go
I love
where
it.
they want
I
to
love
be.
it.
It's
Okay.
amazing. Yeah.
Okay. Best meal you've had. We want the restaurant, we want the item, and we want the location in the last 6 months.
Oh, yes, was actually, I think it was 1 month ago. I was in this restaurant here in Denver, in the Highlands, the neighborhoods of the Highlands. It's called Alma Fonda Fina.
Okay.
It's a new restaurant. It's not really new, but they are in a Michelin, the 5 stars,
Yes.
and
Okay.
it's so hard now to make a reservation. So it's like the wait list right now is like 3 months to get a reservation.
Wow. What type of food?
It's a contemporary Mexican food. It's
Okay.
amazing.
Wow.
It's and like it's such a great experience, especially if you sit by there in a chef and seeing all the chefs making the food in front of you. It's so
Wow.
nice.
Okay. So give us the item you had. What's the item to get there?
So yeah, so it's like in the Highlands, and like the food, like what I say, they had this special, what's the name? The avocado margarita. I never tried avocado margarita
Oh,
before.
okay. All right.
Avo- Avocado margarita. So, and I was like, avocado margarita? Really? I was like, he's like, oh, it's our
That's
special. I
interesting.
was like,
Yeah.
how you try? So it's amazing. It's so good. Avocado margarita, and they have it for appetizers. It's like a special of sweet potato appetizer. And
Okay.
I don't know what they do, what is the top type of
Yeah.
sauce they
Yeah. Yeah,
do,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's amazing. So
I'm
just
sold. I'm going. So say the name one more time.
uh, Alma Fonda Fina, I think.
Okay. Everyone, that will be in the show notes. We will have that in the show notes, the location, that restaurant, and the item she offered. And then last but not least, what
It
is the
is Alma
best
Fonda Fina.
experience? Okay. What is the best experience you've had in the last 6 months?
So I had a solo trip for myself.
Okay.
So my birthday was in July, the end
Okay.
of July.
Happy
I
belated.
Thank you. So I decided to go to London by myself.
Okay.
I have a solo trip, and I was like, I'm giving like this gift to myself. I'm going to London. I want to go to London. I want to go to London. So it's like I decided to go to London. It was such a nice experience. To be honest, I was really like concerned. I was like, how will you be like in another country, like just by myself, like no friends and blah blah blah. I was like, no, but it was such a cool experience.
That
And
is cool.
I actually want to stay in a hostel, but because I want to meet other people and, you know, like meeting other people, like meet new cultures over there, and it was really really nice. And to go to different places over there and just see how beautiful it is, and and have the time for myself, just like to think about life and
Sure.
to
Yeah.
energize myself, my soul. Was really
Yeah.
nice. So it was a
Yeah.
good experience for myself, like to go to
That sounds
London.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Deanna, thank you so much for the time today, and thank you for being on the show. And we can't wait to hear more things from your awesome position and
Thank
everything
you.
you're doing out there and the good work that you're providing everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Sam. I really appreciate it.
And that was Dayana Gill. Fascinating story. 1099 in wound care. That's kind of unique. And it's just cool that there are positions like this that people can get into and truly carve out a life in medical sales, regardless where they came from. and within a 1099 specific position. I think that's just an awesome thing to know you can do if you're someone that wants to get into the industry. We're always doing our best to bring people that, they're either their story is really inspiring or they have a unique edge about how they've done things. And this is something that I really want to press upon anyone listening. The reality of getting into this space is if you really want this and you're serious and you're ready to commit yourself to getting into something that impacts healthier patient outcomes, medical sales is an opportunity for you. When I talk about medical sales, I'm not talking about medical device only. I'm not talking about pharmaceutical only. I'm literally talking about every type of medicine, every type of, item that's sold within medicine, from the drugs to the devices to the services, heck, even to the IT. So it's important to know that if you really want to be in medical sales, the opportunities are endless. There are so many positions that you can entertain that can be completely aligned to who you want to be and how you want to show up. So make sure you tune in next week for another episode. And one thing that I have always forgotten to mention that I'm going to start reminding everyone listening is please subscribe to the Medical Sales Podcast so that we can be right there at your fingertips to listen to as soon as a new episode comes. Make sure you tune in next week to another episode of the Medical Sales Podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And remember, I have a customized and personalized program that gets you into the medical technology industry as a sales professional, or any type of role for that matter. Become a top performer in your position and masterfully navigate your career to executive level leadership. Check out these programs and learn more at evolvesuccess.com by visiting our site, filling out an application, schedule some time with one of our account executives, and allowing us to get you where you need to be. Stay tuned for more awesome content with amazing interviews on the Medical Sales Podcast.